Okay, so this part is all about my experience at the Seattle airport and with the Uber. So I got at the Seattle airport. Of course, I had to back up the hour by about 3 hours. I think it's 3 hour difference. And I had to take a train to find my luggage. You know how in some airports you have to take the train to go to another terminal. Well, this time I had to take the train to go to where the baggage claim were. So I took the train. And that was a little bit strange because I wasn't sure, about that, but I did take it. And eventually I got my baggage. But it was the Uber part that really kind of confused me because I was going to take an Uber from the airport to my friend's place. And at first I wasn't sure where to go because I had the app and I knew that I had to go somewhere, but I didn't know where. It was an Uber share ride, third level. So I asked somebody who worked there, and they told me where I needed to go. I needed to go on another level, different level. So once I got to that level, I noticed that there's a lot of people there, like lots of people, hundreds of people, and I can see the signs where it says Uber, Lyft, and another share program. And so I found out that I had to cross the street, and that's where my Uber would pick me up. Now, this is very, very different than what I'm familiar with. This is a place, a location that's just for the Lyft or just for Uber, and it's a giant parking lot with numbers for stalls like number 13, 14, 15. So when you contact your Uber, the idea is that when they arrive, they will tell you which stall they're in. I didn't know about that. Was completely, completely new. So I'm waiting and waiting, and it took maybe 15, 20 minutes, around there, I guess. And finally, I could see my driver had arrived, but I didn't know where he was. But he sent me a text saying 13. Now, thank God I had asked somebody else what the process was because I knew it was very different. So when I saw 13, I was able to then go to the number 13. That's where his car was parked, and I checked, the license plate, and had to give him a PIN number for whatever reason, and then we could leave from there. So, completely different experience. And it would be really cool to know if you've experienced anything similar to this. Back home at the airport, because it's not a very huge airport, an Uber driver would pick you up and you'd know which one it is because there's only one or maybe just a few. And in Mexico, I don't think in Mexico they were allowed to have Ubers. But there was another airport, and I can't remember where. The Ottawa airport, they were able to have Ubers in the Ottawa airport and at the Halifax airport too. And basically, they just kind of pulled up at the Uber place, or not the Uber place, but the shared ride place, and then you just check their license, which is what I was familiar with. I wasn't used to a big parking lot with a lot of different stall numbers where the driver would pull into that, and that makes sense. It's a way to organize their rideshare programs. So I'd love to hear some of your experiences.